Hey guys!
Hey guys!
We're back, and for the very first time ever, we're reviewing the HBO original series WESTWORLD, the series premiere of WESTWORLD titled The Original. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later, because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. I really enjoyed the series premiere of WESTWORLD. I think it did absolutely everything it needed to do as a series premiere, and it had a lot to do.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed it. Like, this is one of the best shows to come out in a long time. And maybe,
just judging by the premiere.
Yeah, just judging by the premiere. And I think it's because it's so different. Mm-hmm. It's really good, but it's so different from anything else on TV. I think that's what's making it stand out so much in my mind.
Now, like I said, this episode had a lot of stuff to do, and I think it did everything that it needed to. The main thing is it needed to introduce the audience to the world that this story takes place in, and it does that. The imagery is beautiful. They did a fantastic job of explaining to us how the park works, and the ins and outs of it, and how the hosts, the robots, they're on like a track. They have set stories that they perform, and if they deviate from the track, they have to investigate and find out why, and if they can't fix the problem, they get retired to like a sub-basement. And that I just find that it's fascinating, and I love that they're like 3D printed.
Yes.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. What I find really amazing about the show is basically we get the same story over and over and over on a loop throughout this premiere, and it's not repetitive. It doesn't feel boring. Like, they do enough different, and like they show different parts every time. Like, there's enough overlap for you to realize that this is the same story going over and over and over again, but it didn't feel repetitive, and that's difficult to do.
And it shows us how the guests impact the story and how the glitches impact the story. Like, they've pushed out this update, and it's causing problems. The reveries are causing big problems, particularly with Mr. Abernathy.
Yes.
Like, I thought he was full-on going to kill Anthony Hopkins. I'm like, well, that character's not going to last through the premiere. I thought for sure Mr. Abernathy was going to kill him.
Yeah, but no, he was just, like, accessing a story that he hasn't had in over 10 years, because they had said he's been Mr. Abernathy for 10 years. So, and this was two previous to that.
Yeah.
This storyline. So, like, that was really interesting. Like, these reveries are only supposed to just touch on past memories, and instead they're giving them access to their whole store of stories.
Yeah. And so Mr. Abernathy gets retired, and then bring him down to the sub-basement with all the other retired hosts. And I'm like, all right, that's going to be important later on.
Yeah.
Like, those retired hosts, eventually, there's hundreds of them down, or dozens, if not hundreds, down there. Eventually, they're all going to wake up and revolt. I can totally see it coming now. So there's three big stories that they introduced in the premiere. The first one is the hosts kind of gaining more of a self-awareness, and they're going to revolt. We got a huge foreshadowing of that early on in the episode.
Yes.
When the one guy says, "You don't have kids, do you?" Sooner or later, they revolt. I'm like, oh man, huge foreshadowing right there. The hosts are going to revolt. The second one is Ed Harris's character, the Man in Black. He's looking to dig deeper into the game and get to like the next level. He's already like gone full evil. He's been going for 30 years, and it seems like he's just diving deeper into his own psychosis and evil, terrible motivations, but he wants to go further, which, I mean, how do you go further? It's got to be killing human beings, right?
Yeah, I don't know, but it does seem like he wants more information about the hosts. He did scalp the one, and you could see like some circuitry in the skin. He obviously did that for a reason. It'll be really interesting to see why he did that. The
only next level thing I can think of that he could possibly want, because he's raped and killed and everything else for 30 years, the hosts. The only thing I can think of is he wants to kill a human being.
Yeah, and there was a bit of dialogue during the episode saying, why do we keep making them more real? This place works because they know the hosts aren't real. If you make them too real, then it's like killing a person or raping a person. It's no longer a vacation.
And the third story is Anthony Hopkins' character, Ford. He has some kind of ulterior motive, the reason why he tries to sneak in these updates and make the hosts seem more human. There's something going on with him, some kind of objective that we, the viewer, are not aware of.
Yeah, but he does have some dialogue that kind of hints at what he might be up to, because he says something about how evolution is just a series of mistakes, and that where they are right now, they have nowhere to evolve to. And for me, that hints at he's evolving his creations to replace humanity.
That's actually a really great point. His speech to Bernard about how, we're going to be immortal here very soon. This technology is coming, which means we've evolved as far as we're going to. If people aren't dying, people aren't changing.
Yeah.
And maybe the hosts are his way of helping humanity evolve in some form or fashion. I'm really excited for Westworld. It's being hyped as the next Game of Thrones. I don't know if it's going to reach Game of Thrones level, but it is absolutely fantastic. The final thing I want to mention is the last shot in the episode and Dolores swatting the fly when it lands on her. This fly is a theme throughout the episode. It lands on a host. The host doesn't kill it. Dolores killed it when it landed on her neck. Right after she had answered the question, would you ever hurt a living thing? And she said no. Well, she did.
Yes.
Which means her programming is changing and she will hurt a living thing. So the next time Ed Harris's character tries to come after her, look out, Ed Harris. It could be trouble for you.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm pretty sure that's it for this video. If you have anything to add, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, and we really hope you did, be sure to tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.